Welcome back, humans. You know what day it is. I'm back with another vent session, and I would appreciate it, before I get started, if you could hit me with a subscription, smash that like button, and turn on those notifications, because I'm coming at you twice a week. And with that said, let's get on with the vents. So today I want to start off with, like I said, it was my wife's birthday recently. It was awesome. Happy birthday. It was a great day, great weekend. She had a good time, good weather. We had all this rain everywhere. You know what I'm saying? This rain was just like, I don't know what happened, man. We just got all flooded like crazy. It was just water everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It just kept raining. It was just a big sponge, you know. So then the weekend came. It got real nice out. You know, we went out, took her out for her birthday for a nice little dinner, and we got some, like, wasn't expecting to get, like, some VIP status. You know what I'm saying? It was really cool. It was like a first for me. Like, that never happened to me before. It was a really cool experience. Shout out to Vivio's. You know, it was a cool place out there in Detroit in the Eastern Market. Famous for, like, Bloody Marys and stuff like that. It was an awesome place. A friend of mine happens to be a worker there, you know what I'm saying? And made the day really awesome. That's all I could say, man. It was really cool, you know, because it was their birthday. That, you know, he probably had no idea. He was just like, you know, come on, we'll get you guys a nice table, you know, it'll be a nice day. So like I said, man, they let us, you know, go into the restaurant. It was kind of cool, and you know, didn't have to wait no lines. It was all, you know what I'm saying? It was kind of neat. You know, it was kind of neat. That's all I got to say. It was kind of cool. It was just neat. It was a good time. You know what I'm saying? Then we get this, like I said, they're famous for their Bloody Marys. And my wife orders this, like the biggest one they got. You know, it's called the Big D. You know what I'm saying? And this thing is like this giant Bloody Mary. There's like a meal in there. You know what I'm saying? If you know what the Bloody Marys are, I mean, this thing was like, it looked like a 2-liter of soda, you know what I'm saying, with like a pepperoni pizza inside and shit, with a salad and breadsticks. You know what I'm saying? This thing was just loaded. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. And it was a whole bunch of, it was just a good time. You know what I'm saying? And it had some great food. We had a good time, had some drinks, great food. She had that big giant, you know, Bloody Mary and stuff like that. It was, and she conquered it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what she could. She handled the Big D as much as she could. But like I said, man, it was a really good time. They really gave us some VIP treatment. And then, you know, shout out to another company out there in Detroit, an up-and-coming company out there, the LiQher Queens. Man, you guys should follow them on Instagram, at the LiQher Queens on Instagram. Go to follow these guys. If you're in Detroit, hey, you need some drinks and stuff like that, man, they got the hookup. It was so awesome. You know what I'm saying? They come out there, they deliver it to you, and they come in like adult size. It looks like adult size Capri Suns. It looks like a Capri Sun for my children, but these ones ain't for kids. This was like an adult Capri Sun. You know what I'm saying? With the straw pouch, everything. And it had like margaritas in it. It was fucking fantastic. It was fucking awesome. Shout out to LiQher Queens. And anybody out there, like I said, go follow them on Instagram. You guys better use these people when you're out there in Detroit. Summer's hot. You get some drinks out there on the spot, and they are made awesome. They are very potent. You know what I'm saying? They work very well. And I got to say again, like, shout out to y'all. That was some great, everybody gave us some VIP treatment that weekend and made that day real special for my wife. And I thought that was really cool. So like I said, shout out to Videos and shout out to LiQher Queens. Y'all need to go check out both them spots. For real. The LiQher Queens are the bomb. That was so cool, man. It was my first time using their business, and it was like an awesome experience. Like I said, I was so happy when I got my drink and it looked like a giant Capri Sun. That's all I got to say. Like, the presentation is the bomb for me. That was awesome. You know, like I said, y'all was awesome. That was just good shit, man. So, like I said, once again, shout out to LiQher Queens, and shout out to Vivio's and you guys for making us feel like a VIPs that weekend, because that was a great time. Shout out to the Eastern Market. Everybody out there was great. Every place we stopped to, every band we stopped and checked out. You know what I'm saying? It was just a great day. It was a great weekend. But anyways, I got some vents. You know what I'm saying? That was like a happy vent. Let's get serious now. Let's get serious and got to get rid of some vents. You know what I'm saying? Because this shit just built up. You know what I mean? And my energy's a little up and down right now because I went to a Tiger game last night. And man, I had too many beers. It was a rough morning. It was like a rough day. Like trying to recover from yesterday's game. Because it was just like, it was a lot going on. It was just a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, let's get on with these events. So you guys remember MySpace? I'm sure everybody remembers MySpace. It was like pre-Facebook. You know what I'm saying? It was like, or it probably was. I forget when. I think it was pre-Facebook. I don't even know. But it was like, Facebook decided to destroy them, and took over. But MySpace used to be cool, man. And then there was like a MySpace beefs were like way different than Facebook's beefs. Like when you got beef on Facebook, people can get fucking ugly as hell on there and get all dark. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't get fact checked and be like, damn, what they just said about you was true, motherfucker. And you'd be all like, oh my gosh, you'd be all like, you can't do nothing about it now. They didn't get fact checked. So anyways, they were two different beefs. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, because it can get super dark on Facebook. And and when you were on MySpace, it was way different too. It was like different ways. I feel like MySpace had different ways that you could piss people off. But the number one I felt like started all the beef was out in the public. You know what I'm saying? And people be like, asking questions all the time. Like who was in your top 8, like your top friends list, because if you was a good friend to them and you know more than 8 people and you wasn't in the top, oh my God, that probably started all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? You people talking shit behind your back, you don't even know about it. You know what I'm saying? Because they'll save it for, a different time. Or everybody will get mad at you and then they're going to go change their top list. They're like, oh my gosh, you're like number 3 on my top list and I'm not even on your top 8. You know what I'm saying? Be stopping all that beef on MySpace. That top 8 list was crazy. They say like the safest way to go was to put, like your favorite actors or actresses or musicians in there. You know what I'm saying? Like you could put it on there. You know what I'm saying? Or remember you used to have like your profile song? Like you'd have that little playlist going, which used to be kind of cool though. You know what I'm saying? You can go listen to other people's music if it was their own music or whatever music they decided to make on the playlist. But you had one that would always play. You got to play. It was like with your profile picture or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it was your profile picture and you could just fucking, you would just click on the profile and then you would hear whatever jam, was supposed to describe you or something. You know what I'm saying? What else was funny was everybody's usernames. Like all the usernames on there was crazy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't allowed to do that on Facebook and shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, not saying one is cooler than the other, but it was funny back then. And like I said, the beefs was crazy with that fucking, that top 8 shit. Like with your top friends list, man, that was just starting too much shit. Everybody's just changing their fucking friends list like every day because they would see who's in your top 8 or if they're not in it. Like, oh, hell no. You know what I'm saying? They'd be switching your shit and putting something like, they would talk shit before the memes. It was like those glamour fucking, it was like glitter fucking words. Like you could write words in glitter on your profile. You could write something like true. You know what I'm saying? All in glitter. And that was you like talking shit about the top 8 list. And then now you can like write a whole meme like, those crazy memes about friends and stuff. Like friends would let you cut their hands off if they love you. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, damn, how many people didn't like that one. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was just exaggerating because how those memes about how crazy like the depths they go with the friendship things. You know what I'm saying? The ones that you think hate you could be the ones that hate you more. I'm like, what? Did I just read that? Did it start over? You know what I'm saying? Those weird shit. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, those two beasts were on two different sides. You know what I'm saying? Like one was just crazy. Like I said, like, oh man, what the fuck? And then this one, when you go to Facebook, you could literally say a lot of things and do crazy things and a lot more ways to post things on there. You know what I mean? And I'm sure if they updated the MySpace, you'd probably be it almost, it'll have to be exactly like that, close to that, And then like Facebook tried to put the profile song. You can pick a song on your profile, and people that probably don't even know. Like even if you do, it don't play when people go to your profile. You know what I'm saying? It's not like something you can. It's not the same feature. They're like, oh, there's a song for the profile. I can't hear it. Wow. Makes me want to write something in glitter, in an angry word, like pissed, all up in the glitter, in the glitter words of MySpace. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, dude, those beats were crazy. I thought it was really bananas when all these people would go on there and just, start all those different things. And like I said, the names were funny and the playlist. I thought the playlist was, I don't know if anybody had a favorite feature on there, but mine was like the playlist. I had to go and listen to other people's music And then I got to, when I was into the music scene and doing my own music, I got to put my own music on there so people can come and check it out. You know what I'm saying? Or when people used to do those, what was it? I think it was like PC for PC. You know what I'm saying? Like how YouTube's got these guys coming at you. Oh man, there's some shady ass dudes about that. But I'll get for that in a second. But on MySpace, they used to have that. People used to be like PC for PC. It was like, give me a pick comment for a pick comment. You know what I'm saying? And so people want to get attention to their pages like Instagram, you know, get likes and shit. Like the way Instagram works, you know, and all that other stuff on Facebook and Instagram, the like thing, you know what I'm saying? And all the social medias. And it's just funny because people used to be like, give me the pick comment. It was like PC for PC. You see that shit everywhere. And that shit was funny. That was a funny feature. So now it must be like for like. It must be like L for L. If that, I don't even know. Or did I start it right now? No, I'm just kidding. I probably didn't. I'm an old ass. So I know I probably didn't. But like I was saying, man, there's some of the people, speaking of the pick comment for PC, there'll be all these people out there be like, oh man, we'll sub for sub. Like, I'll sub to your page if you sub to my page. You know, and then and they're like, oh, okay, we'll see if you want to support when I was newer in the channel, you know, when I was early in the channel. And these guys would be like, cool, man, and they would sub to you. And they'd all be from like some other place. And then they would like, all of a sudden, in 5 minutes, they was gone because they got your sub. I'm like, man, what the hell is that? I can see who you are. Like, I can just sub back to you. Like, it was just weird. If you don't really want to support me or whatever. But if your content is good, I don't care. I'll sub to you even if you left mine. You know, maybe I ain't your flavor. You know what I'm saying? But if I like what you're going on, I'll still sub. I don't care. I just think it's funny, man. I'm all about just supporting. You know what I'm saying? But those guys are fucking weird, man. They'll be like, okay, I will. You know what I'm saying? Same people on the other social medias, too. They'll be like, you know, start following you. And then you'll be like, oh, okay, this is kind of nice. I'll follow back. You know, I'll just show support back. You know what I'm saying? And then they'll fucking have like they'll try to like, oh, you can't accept. You got to decide if I want to let you follow back. You know, now it's a request. It was like, I didn't request, dude. I was just trying to follow back. You know what I'm saying? And now they made it like a request. So now you're feeling weird because all you did was want to just follow back for support. But now you got this setting on there, so it makes it seem like, oh, I had to ask you to follow. I'm like, man, I just tried to follow back whether you liked it or not, or accepted it or not. I think that's a weird one, and that also puts people in a weird space. Like, why does it feel like now it says request, a pending request or some shit? Weird. So I know you guys saw in the news the other day, they did the fucking space launch. That fucking space launch, dude. It was fucking like 10 minutes long or some shit. It was like a couple commercials length long. And the fucking, if you ask me, I thought the rocket looked like a dick. Thought it was like a penis-shaped rocket. You know what I'm saying? And what up with that? Did he really go to space, dude? That shit looked fake as hell, man, when he went up. And the whole thing lasted like 10 minutes. He did like the Louis Picard shit. Like he just went up to the stratosphere maybe and then dropped down. I don't know. Because the shit some of it looked good. And then when you're looking at some of the stuff when he was coming back, shit looks like CGI as hell. And then when the smoke left the fucking platform, I was like, what the hell? The burn smart, I don't know, man. Shit looked kind of fake in some spots. You know what I'm saying? And then all the conspiracy people went crazy on that because people were like, oh my God, the whole thing was CGI'd. It was pre-recorded. And they were saying all this shit. You know, and that's why, and they were like, look at the edit shot. You know what I'm saying? When they were trying to get out of the mushroom head. You know what I'm saying? They were like, look at the edit shot. That shit was fixed. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was funny that it was only like 10 minutes long. You know what I'm saying? And the reason, I was like, all the conspiracy people went back to, dude, this thing was so short and it made people go, like, get all mad. I mean, it cost like, I don't know how many billions of dollars. Probably cost a buttload of money for him to go up 10 minutes in the air and then just come back down. You know what I'm saying? But all the conspiracy people went crazy. They was all like, there is a dome. They started bringing up the dome again. They were like, the earth is flat, motherfuckers. The dome is alive and well. That's why he couldn't go as far as he wanted. They were like, he came up and hit the dome, had to come back. Or he saw it, and then he like aborted the mission and had to come back. That's the ones I've been seeing, is that it was the dome and that the whole thing was CGI'd. The whole thing, and then the whole thing was CGI'd because they wanted to conceal the dome firmament, or the firmament. I think it's like the firmament dome. That's what they were trying to say that was going on about now the globe shit's back. You know what I'm saying? Now y'all brought that shit back. You brought it back like corduroy pants. You know what I'm saying? You brought it back. You brought it back. That's messed up. On you. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, now the dome theory's back. And a lot of people are starting to do a lot of things. And they're like totally like doing all these cool edits on some of these videos of the space mission, of the space tour, or whatever the hell that was. The first manned mission, or the first, commercial, I don't even know what it was. The first 10 minutes up there and back. The first flying up in 10 minutes in the air and coming back. But like I said, I don't know, man. I thought a couple things looked cheesy, but, I probably thought, I don't know what I'm talking about either. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know rockets and all that shit like that, and what kind of cameras they had to use with, black rocket flames coming at them right at the lens as it lands. You know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing about, fire coming at the glass. So I don't know what they used. Maybe that's why it looks fake. Or, I don't know, man. Like I said, it was just a lot of weird. And I just thought it was cheesy for 10 whole minutes, All that money for 10 whole minutes. And then you wonder, like, okay, so if it cost all that money for that ship to go up in 10 minutes, how much did it cost the government for them guys to go all the way to the damn moon, or all the way just to the damn space station? And because that probably takes more than fucking 10 minutes. And if all they're doing is hanging out in there and sitting in the fucking space station, the space station probably smells. They said there was like a thing about laundry and all that shit like that. But I'm thinking, you all eating in there and you're farting like crazy. Everybody is farting in there, and you're shitting in these little airtight bags. And the air thing probably got to get full sometime, and that's how you guys probably know it's full. It probably smells in the space station. I'm not for sure if you're allowed to bring like Febreze up in there, but I would think it probably like y'all living in space farts everywhere. Space farts fucking all over the place. It probably smells up in there. You know what I'm saying? And maybe that's what happened on the Bezos mission. He's probably up there, and he got higher and higher, and the old lady that was in there, she probably shit in her diaper or whatever, if she wore Depends or something. I don't know. What if she shit herself, or someone in the crew already did? And they weren't even in spacesuits. My mans were like these blue fucking gym suits and shit. Like, they just had no plans, you know what I'm saying, on going any further. And they were just like, oh, hell no, abort. You know what I'm saying? The parachutes came out, they came back. And they were fucking, putting a thumbs up. You seen them sitting still. Nobody was moving for a while because they all blacked out from the fucking shit smell. You know what I'm saying? He was just like, I'm rich for this, man. I can't be smelling this smell all the way in space. Abort. You know what I'm saying? And he was like waiting for these guys to hurry up and open the door. They weren't releasing like no audio because he was like, man, it smells like shit in here. We got to get the fuck out of here. It's wild. You just wonder what happened. And like I said, I think it's because the space smells. I think if you're in your spaceship or your space shuttle, you know what I'm saying? You're farting and, going to the bathroom in your spacesuit. You got any kind of filter leakage or filter weakness, whatever that shit is, when that shit goes bad, because you'll start, feeling the funk. And then if your supplies are low, hey, you got to live in that funk, don't you? So I just think it'd be kind of uncomfortable. I mean, it'd be cool to see space and be in space, but I don't know about hanging out in space farts, for a long time. They got to stay up there a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? That's a long time inside space farts. That's all I'm saying. Like, it'd be tough. In my opinion, it'd just be tough. I don't know if I could do it. I don't know if I can handle space farts. That's all I'm saying. That's messed up on you. No, I'm just kidding. But like I said, it might not be true. I might be just talking junk, but I just wonder if this is my own opinion. My assumption is it probably smells in there a lot. Because you can't open the windows, in space. It's not like you can just, roll the window down in your spaceship. You know what I'm saying? Because you all die. You know what I mean? So you got to sit in there with that fart. Or maybe not. Maybe there's some bomb-ass filter system, like I said. But when the filters run low, I think so does people's tolerance. Look, everybody start eating a little less tonight. Filters are out. And we ain't leaving until 2 weeks. And we're like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? So it probably gets pretty ripe in there. Pretty ripe. And you got to exercise in there. You got to keep your muscles strong in there and do all those kind of things because you're in no gravity and space fart. So you're just like floating around just like the fart is. It's just wild. Unless they have some kind of filters, like I said, I don't know. We'll have to find out. I'm going to have to look it up. I'm going to have to look it up. So I was looking around reading, and I saw these people they call the WEF. The WEF? No, just kidding. The World Economic Forum. I'm sure you heard of them. I haven't. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, these guys are doing a simulation on a computer hack, like a cyber attack. And I thought it was real interesting, so I was reading a little bit into it, and I guess there was a big cyber attack called the SolarWinds attack, I guess. And I don't know if it was Russian or where it was from. I forget where it was from. But I guess it was a big cyber attack on a couple big companies like Intel, Microsoft, and our Pentagon. You know, the usual. You know what I'm saying? The usual starting lineup of our weak spots. That's crazy. All those people are supposed to be like the strongholds, and they're the ones that always get messed with first. You know, they're the ones that always just show the weakness or something. At least that's what the media pulls it out. The media makes y'all look like that. So don't get mad at me making those assumptions. But anyways, they were doing the cyber simulation because, like I said, there was some big cyber attacks before that were happening that maybe didn't catch the media's attention because there was too many other things going on, like riots and stuff. But anyways, so they're trying to simulate another one so they get prepared because they say that they got intel that there's another one on the books. Like there's a potential another cyber threat, and this one can be way worse, according to the owner of this or the head person of this economic forum. Says that this one could be way bigger than any of our like current global crises. Like that's how big of a tech it could be because everything we have right now is connected to the internet, man. Even your fucking thermostat at your house and your doorbell, some of your refrigerators, man. Some of your appliances are hooked up to the motherfucking internet. You know what I'm saying? Alexa turning everything on. You know what I'm saying? Your phone's everywhere. Your phone is like all over your body. You got to have your phone with you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, you got your Bluetooth shit. Or you got your which a friend of ours calls them ear dicks. You know, them weird little headsets that kind of stick down like halfway down, almost like you're lip syncing, you know, like a Britney Spears headset. You know what I'm saying? For your phone. And so that's why he says this could be bigger than any of those events because how many more things we have. You know, some of our life-saving equipment all hooked up to the internet. You know, there's going to be a lot of crazy things that could happen. And this is a big, huge potential threat. It's scaring the shit out of them, guys. And if it's scaring the shit out of them, I'm kind of nervous. You know what I'm saying? Because that's crazy. Those guys are supposed to be the ones like stopping us from all that stuff or protecting us. If it goes after the Pentagon and all those places. So I guess they got these big, you know, tech fucking firm, tech people with them doing all these like simulations of different types of hacks because they're trying to mimic the one that they supposedly got intel on, man. It's supposedly like some real deal shit. Like probably some Age of Ultron shit. You know what I'm saying? Or Lawnmower Man shit. My man put his, you know, consciousness in this motherfucker and was about to go after everybody on the internet. You know what I'm saying? If you don't remember that movie, the sequel sucked, but one was awesome. You know, it was one of those one-off movies where the sequel was just a bomb piece of, you know, POS. And the first one was awesome. But anyways, I guess there's some big threat that's possibly, you know, knocking on the door, and it can have a global effect. Like, not just in America, I mean, literally a global effect. They can, like, shut down a globe with this new threat that's potentially in the air right now. You know, that's pretty wild. You know, you're just reading an article, all of a sudden that stuff pops up, and you're just like, man, how come I'm just hearing of this now? You know what I'm saying? How come you're hearing of this right now? You know what I'm saying? That's just wild, dude. And it makes you kind of, you know, nervous too, man, because like what could happen to something like what they're going to do like that could connect to all the internet? Like what would they be able to do? I know they can shut down life-saving equipment that people need, that kind of thing. Yes, that's crazy. But like your phone, like could they make them explode or make it shock you or just like shut it down, you know, or maybe shut the whole banking stuff down or just shut the whole power grid system down? Like how many things are connected to the internet? Is our power grid, you know, is the backup power grid, you know what I mean? Is there whatever the backup internet, whatever that is, you know what I'm saying? Is there a backup spider web somewhere for the internet? So when this web gets pulled down, somebody gets a broom on it, puts that virus on the fucking web, and just puts the broom on it. We got to go into the next one. You know what I'm saying? Is there a backup one? And does that need the internet? And is it, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. And like, if it's something that can affect the whole internet, like those guys in there, like I said, all you people that know how to do all that stuff, that's crazy. I admire that. Shout out to you guys, because if you're thinking, you got to see this potential threat, which is that scary, that could affect the globe. And then you and your team or whoever it may be, even if it's one super smart person or just a group of them, got to figure out on a counter attack to this. That is just wild, dude. And that's got to be a tough job. You know what I'm saying? Because if you all can't do it and you crack, do they, you people don't get to go home because you saw the honeycomb? Is it like those like night and day film? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't go home. You saw the honeycomb. My man was like telling Cameron Diaz, you know what I'm saying? You're in danger. You know what I'm saying? They told you you're safe. You ain't safe. And when they tell you you're going to take you somewhere secure, you're not. They're going to kill your ass. Like that kind of shit. I don't know, man. But like I said, they got to develop a whole thing to counter whatever this big ass threat that is already made. You know what I'm saying? So however long it took the bad guys to make this bad threat, these guys are starting from scratch, to see, and they're just like, oh my gosh, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got to fucking, who knows how long it took them to develop what they made. So they got to make something as fast as possible. They're probably working crazy hours, probably nobody sleeping. You know what I'm saying? All kinds of fucking energy drinks all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Energy drinks and food comas all day to fight these guys or fight this new threat. That's kind of crazy. I mean, it's kind of creepy. Like I said, there's so many things, They can probably clear out everybody's bank accounts or shut down the banks and shut down the powers, shut down probably everything, man. Like everything. Especially if it's connected to the internet. Like, what if they just block everybody from the internet except for them or whoever they or them is? You know what I'm saying? Whoever's responsible. Like, if they just like blocked it all just for them and they can just put out little things that they want here and there, these little messages or their demands, like what they want or whatever for them to let everything go back to normal. That's some creepy shit. Like, what if we do go through something like that and we get to see this? Like, we go through this event. That would be really wild. You know what I'm saying? Because you saw what we did already, during the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Like, people went all crazy, and then all this separation shit happened. Like, people just decided, like, we all went crazy, dude, and we're all like acting like, like we're all different, and even though we're all damn humans, it's just wild what like a couple years did. You know what I mean? And so if something like this happens with no food, like, I mean, look what happened when everybody bought toilet paper. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody could wipe, like, you don't wipe your ass like that, dude. Like, for real, like, you can have it. You can have the damn toilet paper if you need it that, like crazy. You know what I'm saying? But when people were like wiping out stores like that, people just panicking. So now you're going to shut down power or whatever you shut down. And people are going to fucking go crazy again, man. Like, we're going to go looting and stuff like that and go grab food. And it's going to be crazy, man. I mean, I just think that's bananas. So I think it's going to be a bad thing unless we can figure out a way to, like a species of humans. Like, if we can figure out that instinct thing that we have, like those people that just don't care what color, race you are, or what side you're on of the fence, or whatever it is, or what your nationality, whatever your sexuality, or whatever's. You know what I'm saying? That instinct that people have, like, to go save somebody. Like, recently when I talked about that carnival ride, how people just ran over there and tried to counterweight this thing to save these humans, which they did. You know what I mean? Or like how a young woman or an older woman, even whatever size woman, any age, comes through this emergency and like she can lift. You hear these stories of them like lifting cars or like this little kid like lifting something up and saving his little sister, or like a guy lifting up a car to save somebody else that was hit under a car, and you hear all those like crazy stories like that. You know what I mean? Or you hear all these like acts of kindness, and you see these videos where people just go up to someone that's in really desperate needs, and then they go and like pay it forward type thing. They go and they help them out. If those kind of instincts, like, could overpower like all this stuff during emergency times, I think that would be really a big breakthrough in our civilization. And I talked about type 1 civilization and, type 2. I was reading some stuff about all that stuff, and we're not even close to a type 1 yet, which is wild. But I think we're getting there. We're starting to learn. We're starting to learn a little more about solar and, portable energy type sources and natural energies and trying to go green and all that stuff. But still, man, we'd have to be, like I said, we'd have to like control ourselves, and find a way to turn that instinct on when we have to help each other. And it seems like when we turn the instinct on, it's all just about defending ourselves against each other when we don't even know what's going on. Like there was a woman, that, like the people going, like the crazy Karen thing. Woman freaking out of people running at the park. People freaking out over whatever. Just people just tripping out. Now, if that instinct came in and that guy was in danger, I guarantee you, somebody in there, whether they were mad at that dude or not, they're going to go and help. They're going to call 911. They're going to go and make sure you can breathe. If they don't know CPR, they'll probably make sure you're okay. They probably ain't going to, like, fucking piss on you, even though there are some people like that. But if we could overcome that shit, man, and get that instinct, I think if we could help it, it would be a better, it'd be cool on our part. Because the media just fuels it. When bad stuff happens, they can't wait. They can't wait to fuel the bad stuff and put it out there in front of our faces. When there's also good stuff. There's good stuff happening. But we're just not allowed to see it because they got to keep us all watching all that. But I got another thing, speaking of watching all that. A company, I believe, in North Carolina is tracking movements of every human out there coming and going, whether you're tourists or not, using mobile data. And they're using this company, which I forgot the damn name of. Damn it, I can't remember the name, but my bad, humans. And these guys are using like your cell phone data and tracking your mobile data and seeing where you're coming and going and like tracking basically like if you're social distancing properly and what areas are like most populated and how they're like measuring all the way people are distancing themselves, if they are or if they're not. So that's kind of creepy. Are they using our cell phones? Like, what if you don't have a cell phone, or and they're in the dead cell phone zone areas? Like, what if there's a place where there's no cell phone reception? How do you track them then? Like, are you still tracking people then? But the real creepy part about it is that they're saying they're doing it's a social distance grading. So you get like a report card for how well you like your area social distances, like a report card and shit. So if you're failing, people are going to be mad, and there'll be like certain parts of the city that'll have more restrictions because you're not distancing enough. It's going to be worse than when you was kids and they used to make you keep your arms out when you guys slow danced. So there was space for you, the Lord, and then your dance partner. You know what I'm saying? That's how they're going to be on certain sections if your report card's bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, the beach, way too crowded. Y'all got a D. You know what I'm saying? So then next time you go to the beach, you're going to be like, you better stay this far apart, and the beach can only take this many people, and blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? And that little section will be controlled and restricted from by tracking you. They're going to track us and grade us on how we live now. Basically, you know what this is? This is basically like we're being tagged. Like when they shark tag or put a bird tag on something, and then that back in the ocean. We're all getting tagged right now, and we're all back out there to see what we do. Look at these guys. Look at these hamsters. You know what I'm saying? Look at them reproducing everywhere. You know what I'm saying? They're supposed to be scared of shit, and they're still fucking over here making babies all over the place. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at people still going to the club and dancing, Look at these people trying to make babies on the dance floor. So now it's like I said, they're trying to fucking track everything. They're going to see everywhere we go. We got to separate. We got to shut the clubs down. They're going to just do these areas that are getting bad grades for social distancing, which means if you're having a piece of equipment, some technology made for this, that means that this social distancing crap and the lockdowns and all these things are just not going to go away. That's just going to be the regular now. And that means it's going to hurt a lot of businesses. So if anybody out there is business owners, this is going to suck for some people if this is like going to be the normal for everywhere. Like, is this just where they're going to be experimenting on the thing, or is this already happening everywhere, and they're just saying this is where, this is where they're telling us it's happening only? Because that's pretty wild, man. And then they have all the, because when you turn on the news, man, it's like not everybody's out there, being counted. And it's like, and they all have these accurate ass numbers of like everybody in the city and all these things by tracking your cell phones, obviously, because there's that many phones in your house, man. And if it's got a battery juice, they're counting that shit. And if they can turn on the camera or the thing, they're going to see who's in there. If that shit, happens like Snowden says. You know what I'm saying? So that's just wild, man. Like, they're going to be fucking tracking motherfuckers all the time. And I don't want a report card for hanging out if I want to go to the beach. Or like yesterday, I went to the game. Now the game's going to get too crowded. And they're going to have to make a split up back at the game and have less people at the game. We didn't have that good of a team right now. So we social distanced at the game whether we liked it or not. Our team's doing good like right now in a game, like a little win streak. But it's not like the best record. You know what I'm saying? So the whole stadium was distanced. So I think yesterday's game probably had a good grade. Because not many people was there. Plus we had a rain delay. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And if you did, I'd appreciate it. Like I said, hit me with a subscription, turn on those notifications, and smash that like button. Because I'm here twice a week. And with that said, this has been another episode of Meant to Vent. Till next time, humans. See ya.